Hello everyone. Today I'm here with Jacob Wilson. Jacob is in Rivals now, but just for a little bit of introduction, he has 3 Pro Tour top 8s out of 24 Pro Tours played. Obviously, I'm not sure if they count the Mythic Championships in that number as well, but regardless, that's what the MTG wiki says. And you have 8 GP top 8s with 3 wins. And also, interestingly enough, you and Canister are the only 2 people who played all of the professional events possible, including MOX, Mythic Championship, Pro Tour, World Championship. These kind of events, there are only 2 people like that. I didn't know that, but you told me, so now I know, I guess. How it's going, man?
Good.
Okay, before Jacob's gonna say anything, I just specifically told him before this interview that he tends to be pretty quiet, and he should avoid answering with one word or one sentence, and then he's good. This is gonna be tough, but I'm gonna try my best.
Yeah, I made up that statistic, by the way. Maybe I'm not sure if Seth Manfield has ever been in the MOX, but people like him, or there are people who might be close, like Seth or Brad, but that was something that I was trying to do. And was something.
Wait. So you are the one who made the statistic, but you don't even know. So it might be a complete lie. I guess there aren't that many people who can be in that specific group, but you just don't really know.
Well, I checked a couple of people who I thought might have done it, and they hadn't done it.
I see.
A ton of people.
Okay, this is gonna be a tough interview, but let's get rolling. I'm not sure where to start. I think what's interesting about you, at least for me, is that when I played my first Pro Tour back in Valencia, I think it was 7 or 8 years ago. I'm not sure how many Pro Tours you played before that, but I didn't really know you before. You were super young, 18 or 19. I was 19, so I think you're a little bit younger than me. And you lost in the finals to Sean McLaren, where I think in the last game you both threw horribly. It was just very painful to watch, but in the end you lost. How did that feel to have such a huge success at such a young age?
A lot of people make fun of me about that because they interviewed me after, which they don't really do anymore. I was pretty bitter and said that I was sick, and I went outside and vomited.
Oh, really?
It was definitely a good event, and yeah, I was 18. You're almost exactly 1 year older. I'd never even won a prize at Pro Tour. Pretty happy. Well.
Were you serious about Magic even before that, or was that the turning point where you were well, I was second at the Pro Tour, and that's basically what hooked you to do it for longer period of time?
I was already pretty serious. I have been a gold level pro just from Grand Prix. I played every Grand Prix in the US, and even some random ones in Europe, even though high school.
All right. Maybe we can talk about it. I had actually no idea that you were gold even before that. When did you play your first Pro Tour? Were you 16 or something, or?
I was probably 16. It was the first modern event ever.
Wait, I think the first modern one was the one where you were in finals, right? Because the format didn't exist before. I think they
It was the one with Poison and.
Oh, really?
Twin, so.
Or maybe they unbanned Wild Nakatl, or I remember that there was some specific event that happened for that event.
When Wild Nakatl was legal.
Oh, I see. Okay. So
30 cards.
so you were a gold pro, just playing a bunch of tournaments, then you made it into finals, and you just went rolling. You weren't studying anything or doing anything else. You were just all in on Magic, right?
No, college, but
Oh, you did?
I was more serious about Magic. I was on Face to Face, which was at the time an all Canadian team. There were a lot of good players who helped me. But I was not doing very well in school.
What did you actually finish? Let's talk about it a little bit. At least that gives me like a breathing room for like 2 minutes. um, what did you study?
Psychology major, but I took a lot of random classes.
Did-
I didn't really plan on graduating, so I took like film, Chinese,
Chinese?
computer classes,
Did you say Chinese?
statistics. Yes.
Wait, can you actually like? Do you know any Chinese? It's like interesting for
Yeah,
now.
everything.
Oh.
But I can speak French.
Oh wait, nice. I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. Or actually, let's talk about it immediately. I would forget. Like, can you like actually like how good are you at French?
Pretty bad. My accent sounds bad, like an American, but I can read.
But like, if you like, you're just like in Paris and you want to talk to like an elderly guy who doesn't speak English, like, can you have a conversation?
Yeah, it wouldn't be very smooth, but if they slowed down, they could communicate with me. But I wouldn't really like fit in.
I see. So you said that you didn't plan on graduating, but like you were going there regardless. Was that like because of parents, or like why did you do that? Or you just like were like interested in the classes and like you cannot attend them if you're like not going to the school, or like what was going on?
Yeah, I shouldn't have been there. A waste of money and time. But it was a nice place. Vancouver, Canada, which is. Have you been there for Pro Tour?
How long have you been there before you dropped out?
2 years.
Okay. Like, is it the same as in States that you have to pay infinite money to like attend a school, or is it better?
No, Canada is a lot cheaper than America.
Okay, so you didn't get into that bad of a trouble.
No,
Okay.
it was just sort of like hanging out.
So you made it into the finals, but I think there was like a longer period before you actually competed for the second time. Is that correct? Or like I assume that you made platinum with that finals finished. And when I actually tested with you, you were platinum as well, but I actually don't know if like at any point you dropped out to gold, or like what happened in that period.
Yeah, it was gold before the first top 8. And then I was platinum for like 3 years in a row. Played Worlds 2 of those years. And then I think after that was when I like tried to quit or take a step back, because there wasn't very much money in Magic. Then I think.
But you like kept doing it because you just like had the invites, so like you just like kind of felt obligated to go, or?
Yeah, I like.
Oh, I couldn't hear you now. Can you repeat?
I like a lot of people who play. I have a lot of friends who play.
So you just went because of that?
Yeah, I think when we tested together was like the very last event that I was platinum or something.
But I think you debated even after that, right? Or is that you didn't? Well, I think the last debate that you had was like with like the Abzan deck. I'm not sure if that was before we tested together. It might have been.
Before, like.
Oh, okay.
I think it was like exactly a year after. I was feeling good back then. I'd done well at a lot of events and everything. People were telling me I was really good.
Yeah, I don't like, even if you're not really winning money, like the reinforcement that people give you, like you're great or whatever, it kind of, keeps you rolling for a certain period of time. But then you stop winning, and like the money isn't there. Well, it never was there, and then you're like, what am I doing here? Is that kind of what happened to you?
Yeah, it was fun to get better, and I thought I was going to be really, really good. But I think I'm only okay, and there are a lot of players who I won't be as good as. Paulo, But when I was younger, I thought I would be good as possible.
Yeah, I think we all kind of thought that, you know. Because like the thing is that like, you know, when you're like going to the PTQs and stuff, you're just always kind of like the best player around. Then you like, you know, go to GPs and you like also kind of feel that. So you just like go up and you like think, well, I'm just gonna be great because like I queued for a Pro Tour or like won a GP or whatever. But then you like get to a point where you're like, you know, start testing with Paulo and stuff and you're like, oh shit.
I've tested with a lot of really good players. Like I switched teams many times. My friends have made fun of me for that too. Tested with the best American.
Why did they make fun of you? Like that's not something to make fun of, right? Is it?
Well, they felt like I was betraying them.
Oh, yeah, like you're just like betray. Well, like wouldn't they do the same if they were in that position? That's just like kind of stupid to say.
Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah, I don't really believe that, but anyway, you had like the platinum years. You made free top 8s. Then we tested together, and then you said that was like the last platinum year that you had, and I think you like kind of took a step back away from Magic, and you like correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you moved to like Las Vegas and started playing poker. I actually remember talking to you at one of the Pro Tours, and I like asked you about your intentions and stuff, and you were just like, I just want to retire, and I couldn't think of anything better. And that was like all that you said basically. Can you maybe like talk about that time a little bit?
I thought poker would be fun because it's a game, and a lot of people who play Magic and poker. I played like part-time for like 3 years, and I don't really actually like the game that much. I think it's kind of an okay lifestyle if you're a decent player. You get to travel a lot and be in luxurious places. I don't think I'm gonna play very much for the.
But where did you actually go to a point where you were like pretty good and you were like making money with it, or like did you never got to that point?
I was definitely never great. Like I don't know the exact comparison to Magic, but maybe like someone who could win a PTQ, but like has no idea.
Yeah, but that might be. I don't actually know poker, but obviously in Magic to like win any money at all, you have to be like maybe like the top 0.5% in the world or whatever. But maybe I always thought that maybe at poker, all you need to do is to be like the, you know, an upper bracket of the players that you're like sitting with.
Yeah, you can be one of the worst players in the world and still win if you find the right people to play against.
Yes, exactly. So like I thought it's like actually not that hard to win any money with it, but maybe it's not like that. So that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, there were times where I was winning, felt okay about my skill, but I definitely don't understand the game deeply.
So you just stopped because you didn't like it, or?
Well, I stopped because of COVID. I just stopped like about a year ago.
Oh, so you weren't like playing online mostly. You were just like going to casinos and stuff.
Yeah.
I see.
Played mostly in person, and now that I haven't played for about a year, I don't really see myself. I did play pretty consistently.
Okay.
Every year.
I thought during that period I kind of thought that you were like away from Magic and not really coming back, but like now you're like in Rivals. Was it just like kind of random, or like how did that happen?
Yeah, well, for some reason, like I was still playing the Pro Tours that I was invited to. I missed one. Played a lot of them and didn't do particularly well. And then this year, because of COVID, like they had only had one Pro Tour, and I made top 4. They invited all the people who made top 4, and not top 8. So I do feel bad for those people, and I feel lucky within the top 4, not the top 8.
Well, that's yeah.
Like Alan Wu, who's a really good player. Like he had a better record than me overall, including the Swiss, but because of like.
But you cannot really think about it that way, right? Like if you think about it that way, like you have people who just like top 8 one tournament and then they go like 0-3 in like the next 5 tournaments, and their overall record is just horrible, and like, you know, it just doesn't matter because they have that top 8. Like it was always like that, right? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
But because of COVID, Wizards decided to end the season there and invited some people to Rivals, and then started a season like in the summer. And we're about halfway through that, the first year of me in the arena.
Because of that, like, did you start taking Magic seriously again, and are you like trying now, or are you just like, you know, well, I'm in there, so obviously I'm gonna play, but you just don't really care that much?
Like in the middle of COVID, I didn't really have anything to do, and some formats of Magic were kind of fun, so I was trying a lot. And I'm still trying when I play the tournament pretty hard, but not testing as much as I did 6 years ago or anything. I don't think many people are. Like, I get the sense that
You think that like the spark or like the fire of most people is just like away because people are just sitting at computers and no one is really trying? Because that's definitely how I feel. But you know, I'm not like talking to those people that much. I'm not in the leagues, so I don't know if it's actually true or not. But you know, I think
like
I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. You were.
No, I just wanted to say that like I kind of felt like the people are playing kind of sloppily. It just felt like people aren't trying that much. I don't know.
Yeah, like a long time ago, people used to like get together and prepare for 2 weeks. Secrecy was really important, but now people care about like streaming and on Twitch and YouTube and being popular on Twitter, so they want to post about what they're playing and stuff. So I think probably the people who are most prepared for tournaments are actually like the streamers like Nassif and Noguchi. Even though they don't have any secrets, they are still practicing every day more than. And I think like the way arena works, sometimes it's hard to not be sloppy.
What do you mean by that? Just So why is that the sloppy play? Like, is it just because of the rope? Even in like a super complicated spot, you're just like forced to make a decision, you know, until you know the rope goes away. Is it because of that, or is it because of like a different reason?
Yeah, I think the rope is a big reason. Like, I don't know, I don't even know how long the rope is, but it makes a lot of people worried and stressed out, and they play a bit sloppy because of it. And another reason is like the auto tapper. Most people use the auto tapper. It's pretty good. It works pretty well, but obviously it's gonna mess up occasionally. And then, like on Arena, it only lets you set stops for like 3 or 4 phases. But there's a ton of phases. There's like 11 phases or something.
You can have stop for like any phase possible though, right? Isn't that the case?
Yes, you can, but you have to like set them every turn.
Yeah. It's definitely, I definitely felt like I'm playing sloppier on Arena as well, even compared to like Magic Online. So it's just weird, but I definitely know what you mean, kind of. Is it a case for you as well? Like, do you just feel like you're playing worse on the program?
It's possible, but I haven't made any mistakes so far due to like the auto tapper or but in the very first Arena Pro Tour I played, I timed out twice playing Wilderness Reclamation.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't really practice enough on Arena.
Yeah, so you weren't like making actual like strategic mistakes, but you know there were just like a lot of tappings and stuff with Reclamation, and you just weren't used to it, so you lost to that. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah, but that was the very first event, and I've played a lot more with the program. I haven't had any issues.
Okay. You mentioned the fact that a lot of people, their main focus is to like become like more famous or like have more followers on Twitter, so they don't necessarily focus on winning, but to just like get the most attention. Is that to a certain point maybe with you as well? Like I know you did like coaching. You even like posted on Twitter that you just like, if people want to get coached, you can coach them. I'm not really sure if you're like doing any kind of content. I know it's like a little bit different, like coaching and making content. But if you can just like maybe talk about it a little bit. Like are you still coaching right now?
No, I'm not doing anything right now. But
not doing anything.
during the summer and COVID, I was really bored, so I decided to try coaching, and I was doing it for kind of low rate, which a lot of people are free to charge whatever they want, but I was charging $25, so I had a lot of people at first, but it was okay, and hopefully I helped those people. I don't really love doing it.
Oh, I was actually curious to find out, like, you know, I never tried to do anything like that. Do like a lot of people want you to coach them? Like, did you get like more people than you maybe even were able to coach? You said you got a lot of people, so I'm just interested.
I did at least one call with everyone who asked, and it wasn't like overwhelming. I had a couple a day, like a month, and I stopped doing it.
But like, do you think that if you like wanted to continue doing, like you can? And I know this is kind of selfish, but I just kind of want to know for myself like how these things are. So if you can tell me.
I think there's a lot of interest for coaching for people who are well known and popular, like who have a thing. Like Ben Stark is known for Limited, so I think people are interested in getting coached by him. Then Paulo is well known for being the best player. People are interested in him, but I think for me, like, I would run out of interested people at some point.
Oh, okay. That's like a nice way to say it. As for the content, I like remember that like back in the day, you were like making all these videos from like Magic Online, or even I remember that there was like this match between Sampardi and Lucas Blohon that you made a video on. Is that like still something that you like doing, or maybe thinking about doing, or is that like in the past and right now you just don't really want to do it?
Yeah, I liked making videos of playing and reviewing matches. I worked a long time for Channel Fireball, and when I was full-time in Magic and in school, it was pretty nice to have some amount of money I knew I was going to make, and I would potentially do that again in the future. But CFB had a lot of changes recently, and they just didn't want videos from me anymore.
I see.
And then I could have tried harder to find another website, but I posted some just for free on YouTube for a while, then just stopped at something.
I see. From my sorry if this is like you know, too direct or whatever, but you basically kind of said that like you don't really like Magic that much, and you like don't really want to go back to poker. Are you like maybe thinking about like when Corona goes away, where in what direction would you like to go, or is that like you will leave that to the future, or like are you thinking about that?
I am, and I think it's actually pretty soon. People are getting vaccinated pretty quickly. I think it's all happening a bit faster than I thought it would.
Like you mean Corona going away?
Yeah.
Well, just because like we get the vaccine, it doesn't necessarily mean that like things will go back to normal. Or like, do you have any info on that? Is like the vaccine like actually working?
Well, I'm certainly not an expert, but I know that there are a lot of different ones, and some of them have had bad things happen. Certain countries are not accepting certain vaccines anymore. I think like the most popular ones are all good for now.
I'm asking because, you know, obviously my country is like super, well, let's just say that we don't really have that much money, so it's possible that we just got like some bad vaccine. But I heard that like people who got vaccinated got corona anyway. So you know, I'm just like curious.
Yeah, I've heard of that as well. And I don't think things will go completely back to normal. But I've been pretty cautious about COVID, and I'm thinking about it and looking to doing some normal things again too.
So okay, you don't know yet, basically.
Yeah, I'm working for a friend online right now, and keep.
Oh, you are. I sorry. You actually might have told me that when we called last time. I just forgot. But if you can maybe talk about that, that would be great.
It's in finance, and it's kind of convenient. I can just do it from my computer. They operate in the UK. Yeah. I'm not going to move there. I'm pretty happy to stay in the US. And
Oh, what you're saying is that like right now you can work from home because of COVID, but like if Corona goes away, for you to like stay there, you would have to move to UK, or like what do you mean?
no, I mean, partly because of COVID, a lot of companies have adapted to letting people work from home. So
Mhm.
it's kind of nice, and I appreciate that. So I'll probably keep working there and live somewhere in the US.
All right. Well, I wish you the best. Thanks for your time today. This was probably I'm sorry if that's insulting, but this was the hardest interview I did so far by far. But I think we got there. If you guys like the video, please click on the like and subscribe button, and see you, Jacob.